tournament continuing up in Grand Forks. Now, we've seen two of our Eastern Dakota teams advance into the semifinals already today. We now move to the bottom half of the bracket. The Davies Eagles coming in as the 4th seed from the East, taking on the Bismarck Legacy Sabres. Legacy winning the West region to grab the top seed on their half of the bracket, and they're off to a good start in the state tournament. Team captain Marcus Butts weaving his way in and out of traffic, firing this one on to put the Sabres on the board first. But that lead isn't going to last long. Only 40 seconds later, the Eagles looking to punch right back. The puck rolls around the wall to Blake Wimpkin, fires inside, and is deflected off of Luke Lorenz's stick for the backdoor goal. It's a 1-0 game. It's going to stay that way for a long time. We're tied through regulation and an overtime period. We pick things up in the second overtime. Davies on a breakaway, and Owen Dubois, after over 3 hours of hockey, finally puts the Sabres on ice. The Eagles soar into the semifinals with a 2-1 win in double overtime, knocking off the top seed out of the West. And we close out the first round with the South Shanley Bruins against the Bismarck Century Patriots. We have another hot start on our hands. Colton Nessler off the fast break for the Bruins. He smacks the puck from long range right into the back of the net. South Shanley starting off the opening period with a bang. Moving ahead to later in the first, Patriots trying to get some offense of their own churning. Carter Heck trying the fancy move through the crease, but what a stop by Noel Olszanowski. Keeps the sheet clean so far with a big stop. But Century isn't going anywhere yet. Heck tries again from distance. No good, but a close range rebound by Benjamin Leduc tickles the twine. Bismarck Century ties the game with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Now, this one is still in progress due to their later start. They're tied at 2 right now in the third frame. So let's check out the bracket real fast. That's the only game we're waiting on in the opening round. Davies is going to have to wait a little bit longer to see which of those two teams they'll play. The top half of the bracket, that one is set though. Red River and Cheyenne will compete in the semifinals tomorrow at 5:30 in the Ralph Engelstad Arena. The Moorhead girls competing in the state hockey championships for the first time since 2006, facing the Gentry Stars, and it was a shorter trip to the X than the Spuds had hoped for. Gentry advancing with a 7-0 win. The Spuds do finish a notable year though, 20-9 record overall, and of course that first state trip in 17 years. The Bison men opening up their final homestand of the regular season, hosting the St. Thomas Tommies. The visitors with a slim lead early, but the Unicorn strikes. Grant Nelson draining this shot from three-point territory to reclaim the lead for North Dakota State. But the back and forth continues. The Tommies up by 4 with a chance to add more, but Jakari White comes up with the loose ball, and the runway is clear for Air Jakari. The two-handed slam makes this a one-score game. The Tommies still up by 2 a couple of minutes later, but a set of quick passes gets the ball back to Nelson in the paint, and you don't want to see him down there if you're wearing purple. We're tied at 13. Past the midway point of the half now, Bison up by 1, but Damari Wheeler-Thomas decides a 4-point lead sounds even better. The 3-point shot gives North Dakota State a 21-17 advantage. The Bison keep that momentum on their side all the way to a 73-64 win. Grant Nelson had a 20-point night for North Dakota State, tying the game high. The Bison are now 10-7 in league play. The Bison women with a 20-point victory on the road, 64-44 the final from the Twin Cities. Heaven Hamling dished out her 100th assist of the season tonight. That's a career high and the first time a Bison player has hit that milestone since 2018. Up next for North Dakota State, they close the regular season against Western Illinois on Saturday. The women doing that on the road. The men get to close out the regular season here in the Shack on Saturday afternoon as part of our very light, easy weekend.
It's been a busy week for sure.
And we ain't stopping.
Busy week in the weather department as well. Hutch is back in with one more look at your forecast after the